Hello! Welcome to day 10 of MADVENT. It is quite funny. Yesterday I said that my living room was going to be used as a film set, and it actually was. Everything you see behind me was gone, including the desk I'm currently using, all of this equipment, and my chair. And we managed to reset it in the couple hours I had between that ending and this starting, which was fun. You might see the title of today's stream and think, whoa, where'd that come from? Netcode? Multiplayer? Huh? Yeah, we're doing that today. I already have thought up a solution to the input problems we were having last time, so we're going to very quickly fix that, and I'll explain that in a second. But today I really want to start tackling something I've wanted to implement into the project from day one, which was multiplayer. Godot multiplayer is not terrible. I actually quite like the API. It seems pretty simple, although we're going to probably see today how well it works and if we can get it functional. Is definitely a thing. Hey, Patrick. But yeah, basically the thing about I found online is that actually there's very little C sharp yeah, there's very little C sharp examples online, and in fact actually I wrote a bunch of notes to help me with that, and they fully got deleted when I moved all my stuff, so that's great. That's fine. I got a little demo project that will help out, which will be fine. Yeah. Yeah, but it's the C sharp. They don't have any tutorial for it or anything in the documentation, which sucks. And I'm actually going to try and see if I can add some version of the documentation myself so that people can use it, which would be great. But it won't be the end of the world if we don't get that done today, or at least we don't get a fully working version today. But hopefully we're going to get a pretty good version. So that's fine. But we're gonna focus on the input stuff to start off with. So if I explain the problem I've been having, basically is that when you're moving forward and side to side in a game, very common thing is imagine the sort of XZ plane as like a flat plane, and then you literally just take, all right, well, the camera's moving, looking in that direction, so forward is that direction, and then we just say, all right, well, we find the perpendicular angle to that forward direction, and literally just that's our side to side vector. And that works great if you're only ever going in the sort of XZ axis. And obviously for some games, when you're like climbing on a wall, say if we're talking about like Assassin's Creed, then oh, hey Erdl. I got beef with you. We've already talked about it off stream, but yeah. Anyway, so in some games you'll transition onto a wall like Assassin's Creed, and you suddenly, forward actually wants to be up and down, and left and right wants to stay the same. And that is very easy. You just switch the vector that you're using, right? Now in this game and in other games similar to it, for example, Legend of Zelda, and a few other games that want to keep the sort of input different. They want to keep like the speed and the force the same, even if you're on different slopes. Essentially, you want to be able to imagine that my left hand. Oh, is it mirrored? This might be better. I actually can't tell. Like that. Yeah. Imagine that like your left hand, spell it like this. If you've done physics, then you know this is a classic thing. But oh, I just realized this seems kind of rude. But imagine your left hand's out like this, and basically imagine that this is the forward and back direction we want to move in, and this is the left and right we want to move in. Then essentially all we need to do to be able to match this to any surface, because I've been trying to figure out, okay, well, if we have the normal here and we have this as kind of a forward, then maybe we do a cross product and then a double cross product. That's wrong. Don't do that. That's bad. Because that won't actually help in this situation. What you actually want to do is create your axes relative to the camera, and we're like, okay, well, we know this is the axis of the plane we want to work on, and then we take this top vector and then we find the normal of the surface that we're currently climbing, so say it's like here, and then we calculate a rotation from here to here, and then this is the new axis that we want to move along. I haven't tested this out, but I have used this on previous projects before. I just kind of always assumed it was the worst version, but now after doing all of the maths, I'm realizing cross products and working with regular vector maths doesn't work, because you are essentially rotating a space, and rotations are really hard to mathematically do without quaternions in a way that covers every edge case in this scenario. So without further ado, let's move into the game. Everything's working fine. Oh, and one last thing, because I promised Erdl, even though all the way in episode 1 it was Erdl who actually down here in the play movement, he was like, hey, you're using all these equals new vector 2. Don't do that. Just use the constant. Use vector 2 dot up. What Erdl didn't know is then Godot vector 2 dot up is actually -1, 0 -1. So this has actually been screwing up my maths for the entire time we've been making this game. And it isn't actually Erdl's fault. I should have known this. I don't think this is theoretically wrong. This is how Godot handles its 2D maths. Realistically, I guess I could have made this work in a 3D scenario, and then I could use vector 3 dot up. Or I wonder if there's an implicit cast. Maybe that would have been better. But unfortunately, that's not what happened. And I do blame Erdl profusely. But that's fine. That's okay. I do forgive him as well. So, okay, we've got all of this sort of nonsense happening now, and we don't really want it. We just want to really change what's going on here. And in fact, I'm actually... No, I will keep it like this. Actually, just curious, do we still have the query or the result? Well, I'm gonna see what this sort of creates, and then we'll see the behavior that this creates while climbing, and then we'll think about doing it actually when we're standing on a surface. But you know, this is all very exciting, and I hope it works well. Yeah, let's go straight into it. Without further ado, let's do this. Okay, so back into the code. We have the normal. We have this total force system. It's terrible. I mean, it's not terrible, but it didn't work the way I wanted it to work. So we're going to delete almost all of this. Now, this player movement on the ground, I believe, is exactly what we want. Yes, the vector 3 dot up, and the direction, there's the camera direction with the Y normalized. That is this direction that we're talking about. What we want to do is we want to essentially create a quaternion, Q, or part, which equals a quaternion that has, working C#, gotta remember, quaternion, that has a from and to vector. So the from vector is vector 3 dot up, and the to vector is now this normal vector that we're working on. So normal to the climb plane. And I think I might need to inverse the Y, but we're not going to worry about that just yet. So this quad should work. This should be fine. Now what we want to do is take these. So we've got this convert input to access. I'm pretty sure we can now just take player movement on ground. We can do vector 3 player movement on surface and make it equal to quat times player movement on ground. And that should apply the same rotation that gets this to this, from this to the axis that we want. So player movement on surface, let's draw this like here. This uses a force, doesn't it? I'm a little worried that I mean, theoretically, these are both normalized, so the transformation should be fine. I am going to leave it. Oh, I guess I'll make this normalized. Okay, and then you... Oh, wait, no. Player movement on surface. And then... Oh, did I already delete all of these stuff? Okay, cool, that's good. Okay, and then all we need to do... I mean... If it goes wrong, we'll do something here. But for first, we should play it. Now make sure this is working on the stream. Oh. Okay, that's good. Okay. Huh. Yeah, I mean, it kind of works. It actually works really well. So if I go, so it's actually really weird because the camera's stationary, it does transform in a really strange way. But look at that smooth movement. That is exactly what we've wanted this entire time. So you'll see that if I'm looking this way, if I push in left, I actually go up. But that is kind of what you want. So you'll like move like that, and then right goes that way as well. Oh, that's so smooth. Oh, that works so well. Yeah, but then obviously, yeah, if you go along that axis, so you kind of need to always be moving. It might need the camera to follow as the player like moves around as the normal changes. That could actually be pretty easy to arrange. But now, oh my god, it's so much smoother to climb up here. And the one problem is obviously this isn't getting us onto this thing. I can do that, but that's not ideal. No, here it would be more better to do that and then jump up there. But that's still only a small sort of problem here. I think that's mainly to do with the positioning, which we can solve that quite easily. Yeah, see, this transition there was so much smoother than it's been. Oh my days. Yeah, here it's just like, yeah, see, I'm kind of trapped in this like crevice. I have to like move out and then go there. So maybe the climbing could get a bit stronger if you're like meeting a sort of obstacle. But I mean, it's a lot easier to get to the top of this thing now. And it's these climbing controls are so smooth. Yeah. Oh, this is wrong. Didn't realize that. Hey, well, look, that's something we discovered. Oh, I can just climb onto this. Oh, it works. It just works. Oh. Yeah, okay, we have fixed the info in this game. It is looking way better. And we aren't even 5 minutes in. Okay, so now we have to work on multiplayer, which is gonna be very interesting. Curious. But you know, interesting, but also potentially good, which is nice. Okay. So what we really need to do is we need to start off with being able to choose whether we're playing as the Colossus or we're playing as the player. So I'm going to delete this capsule now that we don't... Actually, I'm just going to hide it because we don't need it for testing purposes anymore. This Colossus and the Colossus in the big player zone should be identical. So I need to create a new scene that's going to be a little menu that switches between the two. And that's sort of how I'm planning on doing it, and then we'll just have something sort of syncing. I'm very curious if oh nuts. Oh, you know what, we're gonna pause the stream real quick. We're gonna pause this. I'm so sorry. We will get to the netcode in due time, but I forgot to mention, so Erdal was asking me how do I get the debugger to work. I'm working with Visual Studio Code, and it has these essentially this launch. I went online, I literally found this in the comments of something. This is how you get it for working for Godot 4 Plus. This is just the path I have to the Godot version I'm using, and you can replace this with your own, but everything else here is the same. I will find the things and I will post it in the comments of this video, exactly what it is. But yeah, this is the launch.json where it just launches the .NET Core, and it has all of these things. And it needs the workspace folder as the CWD. And then this is the same thing. It just does this command. It doesn't build for me, so I have to build it in Godot to get it to work. But yeah, this doesn't need anything else. It just works like this in the debug mode. And that will actually just launch the game. And it's not great. Like, obviously, sometimes you want to be able to launch it in the editor and see what's going wrong. And there are ways to do that. But yeah, the extension for VS Code doesn't work for Godot 4 Plus. And it doesn't say that it's unsupported because it hasn't been updated in a while, which sucks. But this whole setup that I've got here works fine and has been great for my debugging. So, you know, if you want to pause it and like look at these two things I've got, I will copy and paste it into the comments of this video though, if you want to find out later. Okay. Okay, cool. So, let's give it a go. I'm gonna not press the wrong button this time. Oh no, come on. Oh, really? It's gonna reset? That sucks. No, I'm sorry, that sucks. Undo split. Okay, that's fine. We'll just go to 62. That's okay. Working with Linux Mint. Thanks a lot. Yeah, no, I hope it works as well. Okay, so we're gonna make the main menu, which again, it's not netcode, but it needs to be done because otherwise we're never gonna be able to separate these out. And we're gonna have basically what we have here with the big controller. This is gonna also exist in our scene, but it's gonna be receiving responses and moving around the parameters that we've got here. And essentially that's gonna hopefully sync up the movement of the Colossus on both machines. Now I'll sort of explain the concept when we get there. But first we do need to create a new scene. It's going to be, I guess, a user interface. Will that just run? Guess we're going to find out. I'd be very curious to see. We'll call this main menu. And we want to add child node, button. Okay, let's got some text, right? Play as Colossus, and we'll call this Colossus button. Actually going to call this server button. So when you play as the Colossus, you'll act as the server, and really can't copy. Okay. And then when you play as a player, you'll act as a client. That way, it's relatively easy. This will look a little messy for now, but that's fine. Play as player. Text behavior, icon behavior, blah, 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 blah. Action mode, button release. Sure, don't mind. The mask's right. Okay, and then we should have a node. Yeah, and we can attach the signals. I'm gonna do this in GDScript because why not? Add a child node. It'll be a little bit just a node. Call it main menu handler. Add a script. Gonna make it GDScript. Then we can edit it in here. And then it will automatically add the signals, which is great. Server button, node, button down, button up. Pressed on the main menu handler. Connect. Oh, nice, and it makes it. Oh, love it, love it. Okay, so on pressed on the main menu. Pressed. Look at that. That's so cool. Okay, and then we're gonna probably want some export. It's probably a resource, but I wonder how to easily switch. Not scenes, but scenes in Godot. Change scenes manually. That sucks. What? The documentation sometimes really pisses me off. Like I've got to go into developer mode and the sidebar because it covers the whole thing, which just slows everything down. There we go. Okay. Delete element. There we go. Change scenes manually. Okay, so Sometimes it helps to have more control over how one swaps scenes around. As mentioned above... Wait, do I not need... Can I just switch to a scene? Yeah, it's like if I don't have to do it like manually, if there's like a manager. Oh, literally just change scene. Change scenes, replacing a node in the tree by another. Is that literally it? Okay, that seems kind of easy. Let's give it a go. Let's not even bother exporting anything. Let's just do get tree. Can everyone still see Godot? Yep, all good. Change scene to file, I guess. Oh, and then I can also complete the files. That's great. So if the server button's pressed, we want big player, and then get tree, change scene to file, main. Okay. So if we do that, and then we run this. Oh right, we can change the thing that we're starting with. Oh, we also need to save this. We'll call this main menu. Nice. Okay, so project settings. We now definitely want that to be our main thing. I won't lie, it probably will look like ass. You know, that's not so bad. And then, whoop. Oh, didn't like that. So weird. Definitely need to make that distance a bit bigger. Anyway, okay, that seems pretty chill. Oh, and I guess I should try again. Also, can I do... Oh, right, I need to see if I can do multiple instances. So here, place Colossus, and then what does this do? Run project, reload the played scene. That's not what I want. Can I not run multiple instances? Right, that will just reload it. I wonder if anyone knows how to run multiple instances, but I guess an easy way would be for me to launch it through this. Hopefully I don't need to debug anything. How can you see the different I have a feeling it's only going to capture one. Alright, well let's go to Godot capture first. Okay, so you can see that, and then what happens if I switch to you? Can you see that? No, you cannot. So we're going to need two of these. Maybe I can just copy them. I duplicate. Okay. Duplicate. Aha. There we go. We'll have them like this, I guess. Hopefully both of them will run. Might get a little strange for a bit, but be okay. Yeah, so... Alright, hopefully that doesn't go so awful. Okay, so... Oh right, in Godot capture, seems to be working fine. So you can sort of see both. One, I'm the player. Oh, whoops. Oh right, no, sorry, I don't want to start another instance. I want to continue. Oh, of course. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to be able to sync these two instances up. Now the way to do that is to basically have nodes in each of these separate scenes that have the same path and then make them peers. So one's going to create a server and it's going to be on localhost, and then the other one is going to be a client and it's going to connect to our server. And the idea is, just for today, and if we get more done, then that's great. We're not going to focus on the player appearing in the server's world. So for now, we're going to imagine that whoever's playing as the Colossus just can't see the player. What we're going to focus on is replicating the, essentially the sort of server's how do we put it? Like, we're going to focus on replicating the server's inputs, so where they decide to put the legs, onto the client. And it's going to be very simple. It's going to try and connect. It's going to receive a response. Most of this will be done automatically by Godot, but it's basically going to make sure that, hey, all right, I'm sending you this information. Did you get the information? Yes, I got the information. Great, you got the information. Let's execute. And then we'll basically, on both machines, not simultaneously, but we will work to make sure that we can synchronize them as much as possible. But they will eventually both do the same leg movement. So let's get to making that work. So we're probably going to need to do that. I'm going to take you off that, back to 3D. So we have the big controller here. And this is all set up to the right stuff. So we're going to copy it and we're going to put it here. And these targets that we've got, we're going to remove all their scripts because we don't want these weird position tweens anymore. Which is fine. Come on. But the problem is the big controller is going to need a lot of... Is this the left leg transform or the left leg target? I think it's the target. So I'm going to assign the Colossus as the Colossus. Assign left leg T as this one. Right leg T as this one. That was the arm. Again, should have ordered them better. This is the left arm. And this is the right arm. Okay, and the thing is that this actually still won't do anything. So if I'm playing it, if I play this as a... Again, I want to see what comes up when I do this. Oh, I'm not even on. I'm so sorry. Very sorry. All right, this instance is starting. I forgot about that. Let's turn you off. Okay. I guess this version. Yeah. So now you can see that. Wait. Oh dear. That should not be doing it. Oh, Godot play window capture 2. That was the one I created. Let me just edit it. Sorry. Capture movement match title. Window title must match. Let's do that. Otherwise, I don't want to show. It's not gonna. Right, it's on its own thing, I guess. All right, I'll fix that in a bit. We'll fix it when we actually get the multiplayer working. So hopefully now we go here, I play it. You guys should be able to see. Cool, that's working. And we want to play as the player. So when we play as the player, still no thing, but now he's like completely still. And he should be at the same sort of default position as the other thing. That's sort of low-key what I'm hoping, but I guess we'll find out. So we have these two instances. We now need to make one sort of server-based and one player-based. So we need to go back into our C# script. Okay, and we want to go to the big controller, and we're going to set up a bunch of stuff in the ready function. So, whew. Okay, so to start off with, we need to know which one we are. And there's no super easy way of knowing that. So I think we're going to just we're just going to export a bool that's like, is this the client scene or is this the multiplayer scene? I'm sure there's an easy way of doing it later, but we will for now. Is server equals false. Okay, and then we'll just have it if is server, and then else. Now your ability, and so what? Does not exist? Doesn't exist in this public context? Seen a bool? Seen it right there. What's your deal? Why aren't you happy with that? Oh, because I put if server. Okay. Now, essentially, yeah. So let's start with creating the server. So we want this eNet multiplayer peer class. So if we do eNet multiplayer peer class, peer equals a new eNet multiplayer peer, and it doesn't have any constructions. Then it should be pretty simple to essentially say, do peer dot create server. We want to give it a port, which, depending on what you want, could be different. I think in this case we want 7777, but I am gonna, oh no, I had an example thing. Should hopefully be able to find. There's a good Pong multiplayer demo, and that's for the sort of C# logic. But yeah, I just gotta go to logic and lobby. Oh yeah, it cannot be an arbitrary number, but let's go for the one they've used here. And then we want the max clients. That's fine. 32. There's no problem there. The port is unavailable. Use ports between whatever. Those are privileged, so we don't need to use those. And yeah, we don't actually need to do anything with the bandwidth for the max channels at the moment. As far as I personally think. I mean, yeah, you can do the max whatever if you desperately want, but I think this will be fine. So for now we won't have max clients, because no one's going to be able to hack into my PC, hopefully. Oof. And then it should be a matter of getting the multiplayer peer. So every node has a multiplayer member, and see, this node.multiplayer, and that's part of the API. And then you literally just do peer. I thought it was set peer. No, multiplayer peer, sorry. Multiplayer peer equals peer. And that is literally all you have to do to create a server. And then what we do is you eNet multiplayer peer. So if we're not a server, we're now a client. Peer dot create client. And then we give an address, which I'm pretty sure a good address to do is your classic. Hang on. Oh, come on. Don't want to connect that. Don't want to use that. Yeah, I guess there's you could do a bunch of things. Clients on your LAN connected. Let's for now suggest clients on your LAN. Okay, what's my internal IP address? Hmm. 127 dot. It's not that, is it? I feel like if that just happens, it'll be fine. And the port we already know is 8910. We're gonna go with the channel count. Port. Okay. Let's see what happens when we do this. I guess and multiplayer dot multiplayer peer equals peer. Yeah, I feel fairly competent that this is right, but I guess we'll find out. So now that these are pairs, we can now do certain things. So for example, we can do rpc config, and then we want the name of the method. So in here we want the method that we want is move left leg. So in GDScript you can add a little bit of scripting above methods. You guys can see. And that basically gives you sort of the parameters of its multiplayer or authorization and stuff. But you can't do that in C#. You have to sort of set it in this ready frame, which is kind of weird. Right, yeah, and then we have to make a dictionary of whatever's, right? It's weird that it actually does this. I guess, yeah. Unless it's like, RPC config. Or it's a variant, and it should be a dictionary. So you can see here it says change in the RPC mode to a collections.dictionary in the form of RPC mode equals, yeah. So I guess new dictionary. Cool. And then can I just do like key pairs? RPC mode, comma. I don't think it's gonna want me to do that, but let's try multiplayer API dot RPC mode dot. Okay, so authority. Set a method to be called mutable only by the current multiplayer authority, which is the server by default, or by any peer or disabled. Here we want it authority. So this is only ever called by the sort of only called by the server, and it will also move to everyone else. Then we want then we want the transfer mode, and that's multiplayer peer transfer mode enum, I guess. We want reliable, unreliable, or unordered. We want reliable here. These might all actually be done. And then call local, we want to be true. So this didn't work. It does not have a constructor that takes 6 arguments. I'm very curious as to any constructor it does take. But of course, why would it ever actually tell me? So stupid. Okay, there's nothing, is there? No. I think we'll make the dictionary just because I can't figure out how to implicitly create one. Call that equals new dictionary. And then nicked. So we'll create it here. Equals that. It's kind of weird. Why is it give me an error there? Cannot implicitly convert that into a variant. Right. But that's also what it wants me to do, right? So I don't really know what's your problem. But you're making me mad is the thing. And I guess call local will probably work fine. Equals true. So what's the deal? You're what? You're an integer. So what do I do? Like this? And you're also an integer. So I guess what? Also convert you into that. Maybe that'll be fine. I guess we'll see if there's any errors that come up. Also, just resume types the name. So this should hopefully give the things we want, and also we could set the config for the right leg as well. So then this should send the same code when we call it, through its, so it's not just calling the method. What we'll need to do is we need to go into our little thing that we made, which is the camera follow, and we'll need to go not escaped, this one. So instead of this, we'll see how we're calling a method here. Instead, actually, what we want to do is we want to do Colossus.rpc, then with the string name in the method, which is move left leg, and then we want to add the the variant parameter, which is this. Again, I really don't like the way C# did that, because I feel like there's a problem, but okay, that's fine. And then move right leg for this one. So now instead of calling the method, it's actually going to make an RPC call, which stands for sorry, it stands for remote procedural call, remote procedure call, and essentially that's going to be like, okay, hey, we're moving the left leg at this position. It's going to sync up with the client that's corrected, and basically it's going to be like, okay, well, we're moving it locally because we've already said that, and also it's going to send the information to our client and be like, hey, we're moving the leg here, and then that will figure out the all the calculations from there. So this could theoretically work. It could also not. We're really just gonna have to find out. But I hope everyone's excited to see what happens. So let's build. See if we get any problems. Doesn't seem to have any. Let's do this. Let's do player here. Okay. So you can see the player like so. And escape. I'm gonna move you there so I can see it. Can you still see it on the screen? Yes, you can. Perfect. So if I was to then go into the code and press launch my own instance. I want to play as Colossus. Okay, and then it's really just a matter of going to go to capture, turning you back on, setting you to the right method, and I guess I'll make that work for now. Quickly change properties. Yeah, okay, this one's match. Cool. So I don't know if this is gonna super work. Genuinely, I have no clue. Is that creating a weird distortion? Is that better? Hey, I got the breakpoints working. I'm glad. Okay. Ooh, scraping noise. I gotta get myself a mouse mat. So I really have no idea how to test to see if stuff's working. I guess theoretically, I'm running. I can't remember which one I'm running on what, but let's just test it, I guess. So it still works locally. It doesn't seem to have worked here. That is sad. Oh dear. Well, that's fine. It was never going to work first try. So, we need to see what's happening. There's definitely probably been some errors. Yep, already 2 errors. So let's have a look at what they are. Or even 4 errors. Parameter delta never used. Don't care. Native calls couldn't resolve server IP address or domain name. Couldn't connect to eNet multiplayer server. I did the server first, didn't I? That's a mistake. So let's do, I don't know what just came up on the screen. I'm sorry. I will fix, but place Colossus. Oh, it's so big. Okay, and that's, wait. Oh, right. This never fixed itself. Wait. Let me just clear whatever's on the screen. So what's on the screen right now? Yeah, you're fine. All right, yeah. Let's I don't want. Oh, clear. So let's run it. We want to place the Colossus. so there we've actually got our errors. Create client. What? Oh my god. Mistakes. Is server is true here. There we go. Let's do another little build. Let's have a look and see what happens. Quite excited. Plays Colossus. Oh, it's showing a little pop-up. Allow access. You gonna? Okay. Cool. And then we want to go to the old. Oh, sorry. This map point and start you out here. And I guess I'll add a breakpoint. I don't want to add a breakpoint. I want to show it visually, but I guess I'll add a breakpoint if it doesn't work again. And I'm gonna move this here. Place player, and then I'm just gonna quickly check. So yeah, we're not seeing anything. Okay, and then you can go to the other one. Nope. That one. Okay. So hopefully, maybe, if I move this, I should check the errors first. No, I don't think it's any luck again. It's fine. I'm guessing that yeah, this hasn't had any problems, but maybe if I do it the other way around, I'm so sorry if this is really, yeah, it's really hard to see. But if I do it so that I run the script. As the Colossus. Yeah, it'd be nice to know exactly what IP address it needs to connect to. So yeah, obviously I assume you can see that. And then if I try running one here. Here we go, plays player. We're still getting those errors. Godot call int string could not resolve the server IP address or domain name. So, what could be our problem is the question, the $1 million question. Something in the big controller. Definitely something here. The port is the same. This, it could be this HTTP to be fair. But also, I'm not super convinced. I mean, yeah, we can give it a go. Yeah, I mean, I put in, oh. Well, yeah, I guess it could be this. I mean, I'm hosting it pretty locally, so we could try that. I don't know. I mean, it might need to have the HTTP protocol, but yeah, we can. We'll see if something goes, if something happens. Oh, okay, this might take a little testing. That's fine. So we're going to 62, by the way. Remember, we lost 2 minutes to the timer. So I want to run it here first. Play as Colossus. Clear this and play as the player. Okay. It's kind of curious. Didn't get any kind of error that time. Maybe if I get both of these showing. Not sure what the other one looks like. The hell? Should be 2 of these. There's 2 of these. What's your deal? Oh, okay, we're showing both of them now. Maybe now if I well, what's your deal? Oh, I got more errors. Wait, but the more errors might be good. Node not found, big player / big controller relative to root. Right, it needs to be the full path. That's strange. Okay. Okay. Well, that sucks. How are we gonna add something to the? I mean, we can add something to the root node easily, and I guess it could reparent itself. Wait, couldn't it just like reparent itself at the beginning? Would that be insane? Or, I mean, it could come up with some kind of problem. But let's try it real quickly. Add child. Adds a child node. Child nodes can have any number of children. Blah 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 blah. If a child node already has a parent, this function will fail. We have to do alright. So get parent dot remove child. Really? Remove child. Alright, and then this could possibly work, although it might need to be a call deferred. And then get root. We'll get tree dot root node. Edited scene root. The root of the edited scene could be that, but I don't think so. Oh, I guess I could do get parent dot parent. That's that seems wrong, but get parent. Oh wait. Okay, that's fine. I'll just save it. It probably wouldn't be great, but let's just give it a go. Equals parent, and then parent dot remove child. This, and then parent dot get parent dot add child. This seems really sneaky and probably won't work, but it would be very cool if it did. I think at one, yeah, no, it's gonna be a call deferred, and then it won't let me do the thing, which sucks. But why not give it a go, huh? What's the harm that could happen? I mean, I don't know if these are all local. I want to say they're not, but I guess we'll. Well, let's just run the multiplayer and see what things come up. Place Colossus, place player. Place Colossus. Okay, so we got some errors. Nice. Errors. Parent is busy adding and removing, whatever. Okay, so it wants to do call deferred. And then we'll be able to create a host. Can't add child to root. Already has a parent. Right. Connecting or connected. Seems weird. Let's just do like a make server. Public void make server. And then I guess we'll do the things that we want. Oh, not make server, make multiplayer. Again, this is not technically how I was supposed to do it, but we're having fun. Isn't that what it's all about? Isn't it all about fun? Who can truly say? I mean, some people for sure. You. Wait. Yeah, it's good. Okay. Let's do a bunch of call deferred. So, dot call deferred. Then we want the name of this and the parameter. It's not spelled like that. It's spelled like that. Okay, and then parent dot parent call dot call deferred. You that this seems very silly. And then our own call deferred, make multiplayer. I'll be very curious if this just sort of works. But if it doesn't, And God help me. I've actually got a bit of time. I've got a bit of time to come up with another solution. I do wonder how other projects do it, but errors. Why errors? Remove child method not found. What? And window dot. Oh, well, okay. Well, I knew that was. That's kind of strange. So third. Well, that doesn't make any sense. Remove child is a function of those two things. So to sync up, they have to have. Maybe I can just remove the child from both. Okay, that might be fine. And there's no way of like remove parent. I didn't think so. Oh, I guess I could do this. Call the third, remove child. Oh, I don't even need to call the third. Just go back to dot remove child. This. Theoretically, then it would always have the same part. Okay, I accidentally closed all my windows. Are you? Oh, just debugging something. Shouldn't do that. Yeah, get parent, and we'll call and deferred this. Let's give that a go. Let's clear you, make sure we're not getting the same errors. Okay, come on. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. I'll make sure that's turned on. One error. Remove child method not found. Are you serious? Are you crazy? What do you mean? What do you mean? Is it not? Says it's right there. Alright, fine. Get parent. Node 3D. Parent dot remove child. It's right there. Like this. I guess maybe it doesn't take the parameter. Don't love it, but maybe that's what we need. Nope, same deal. Still one error, I'm guessing. Object reference not in reference to an object. What? Where? Wait. This? Oh, it's the scene tree. Renewing the node or moving it in the tree will not move the multiplayer. You have to update this manually. Okay. So multiplayer equals new multiplayer API. Base class reference implementation is class. So is it like this? You don't seem to want to do that. Oh, is it? It's just get. Okay. Maybe set multiplayer. Oh. Sets the authority. No, that's not it. That might be it. Oh, right, that's the thing I just made. C multiplayer. Nope. That's annoying. Note, renaming the node or moving it in the tree will not move the... Okay, well, fine. how do I move it to a new path? Yeah, don't care. Yeah, terminate, enable notification is fine. Get tree, get multiplayer, gets default multiplayer object. Maybe that's part of it? Doesn't feel like it though. Oh, hang on. It's possible to create a new multiplayer API and assign it to a node path in the scene tree, which will override the multiplayer for the node at that path and all descendants. This allows sibling nodes to be configured with different peers, making it possible to run a server and a client simultaneously in one instance of Godot. That's cool. Okay, but you're not telling me how to do that. That seems silly. I guess I'll create a new something. Multiplayer API. Multiplayer. Oh, MP. Come on, type normally. Equals new multiplayer API. Okay, can you tell me what's in the constructor? Useless, honestly. I mean, fine, let's just do Godot multiplayer API and we'll find the docs. There we go. That's fine. I need a constructor. You don't know constructor? Or is this the dot new? Nope, not seeing it. Get peers, create default interface, get default interface. Poll RPC. Oh, scene tree set multiplayer method. Okay. So maybe that's what I need instead. Maybe I don't need to remove this. I just need to do scene tree. Oh. Oh. Get scene tree. Nope, you don't want to do that. Root tree. What's it called? Tree root. Get root. Didn't I literally call it earlier? Get tree. Oh, set multiplayer. And then I can give it. Oh, I can set a custom. Okay, cool. Let's try that. So multiplayer. And we're just going to call that custom root path called. Wait. Sets a custom multiplayer API for the given root path, controlling also relative subpaths. Ooh. Oh, that's useful. You're not gonna, okay. Or override the default one if the root path is empty. No multiplayer API must be configured for the subpath containing root path nested. Okay, so if I just do like root big controller, will that just work? Or would that not be considered a valid node path? I didn't get an error. That could be a really good sign. Let's test it again, I guess. Yeah, realistically, we want to launch this. And play as Colossus, and then we want to launch this and play as a player. No errors. Okay, and we're gonna see what happens when we do it, but obviously I'm gonna show it for you. Auto says I frozen the time. I'm frozen time. Or shouldn't have frozen time. Oh, reparent is a method. Oh, I didn't know that. Well, that's fine. That's awful. Why won't it show the hello? There we go. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry, I need to take a breath because I'm like, this could work or it could not. It's really just down to the science. Damn. Another error. Another bunch of errors. Root big controller, node path, node not found. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so parameter root node is null. Oh, right, and it's an absolute path, so it needs to be slow. Okay. So do that and just get parent dot remove. I guess reparent. Yeah. New parent should be get parent dot get, oh, dot get parent. Yeah. Transform doesn't matter. Big controller is what it's going to try. Yeah. Okay. This one I feel it. I feel it. I don't know if I feel it. Okay. Let's clave. I'm very tempted. I'm very tempted to see if it works. Oh wait, we can't run from that because it needs to build. It needs to build. You gotta build. Come on. Come on. I want you to work. I want you to work with me. I feel it. I've got 4 minutes. If it doesn't work, I'll do some more tests and I'll come back to it tomorrow. But we started it and we did the initial basics, so I'm still happy. I'm still happy that we've got actually a server and a client connected. That's definitely further than I thought we might get. So I'm happy with this. Play as a Colossus. Good, good. Okay. And then go into you. Play. You wanna? Okay, play as a player. Cool. So I have a little side on view. Then I gotta go in and set this and figure out why it's being silly. There you go. Okay. Still got errors. What do you mean no, not found? What's in this remote? Root, the debug draw manager, okay, but the big controller's right there. No, not found. Absolute path attempted from root. Process simplified parameter root node was null. Okay, so what we need to do is we need this running from the same scene, from the same root node path, so they sync up, which is so weird. I feel like there should be a way to get around that, and I'm sure there is, but it's not working for today. So that's fine. I've only got 2 minutes left. This is okay. This is okay. If I don't actually, I'm gonna close it for now. We're gonna go into camera talk. So yeah, we need to remodel our architecture a little bit so that we're actually loading the same scene, but we're gonna have potentially one new we'll have an element that is set to either multiplayer or server. So we're playing as Colossus or whatever. And then I guess the camera will switch its position, which should be fairly easy. And I guess the player will still exist, and it will just disable itself if it's not the server, which is fine. And then theoretically, if it's working off the same scene, I mean, it means a lot less setup. But I was kind of hoping you could have a different root node. I don't know why. Can I rename the main node? I don't think so. Wait, can I? That doesn't count as running code. You're a big player, and I guess you're called what, main? Can I just change your... Oh no. Oh no. Okay, actually you have to change some code. Hang on. I know you can't see, I'm sorry. But if this does work, that's gonna be insane. So let's play it. It probably won't. It'll probably have some other problem. Oh wait, we need to. Oh no, it is building. Okay, that's fine. Then I guess we'll just play as the. Oh wait, I don't have to connect yet. I can just run it from here. How are we looking? Theoretically, I did still have 2 minutes on the clock, so that's very small amount of code. I just removed the stuff where it removed the parent and set the new path. So you're playing as Colossus. You're playing as a player. Okay, and then yeah, one of these needs to change. What the hell? It shouldn't be exactly the same. Sorry, I'm just trying to show it off to you. Oh. Okay. So if I'm here, did that move? Did that move? Oh my god, it worked. Could you see? Did you all see it? Like, I mean, like, it's hard. I'm not switching between the menus fast enough. Can everyone see it? I think it's working. I mean, I don't even know how well it's syncing up. I guess I have to kind of, yeah, I'll have to. Is that fine? That seems fine. Can I move you down about? Okay. I guess I'll see if you can see it. Oh my god, you can see it. You can see it. Oh my days. I'm stomping along. Let's see if I can squish him. Oh my god. Horrifying and floating. Plie. Okay. What do you mean? I mean the player. I mean the player. They're not synced up yet, right? So you won't be able to see the player. I haven't got a player object in that scene, but that's what you have to do. You just have to rename the node, and then use different scene files. That makes sense. But I mean, look at it. It's the same position. Wow, we have made the beginnings of a multiplayer Shadow of Colossus game. That is exciting, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy that it worked to the last minute. And those code changes were legal. I mean, I would have done them immediately anyway. I can't believe it took me ages to think of that as a solution, and I wish it had happened half an hour earlier. But that is actually. Do you want me to see if when I'm? It was brave to netcode in an hour. I've worked on netcode games before. Again, if you don't know, actually, you can find out the people I've worked for in the past. But you know, I'm no stranger to netcode. But this is obviously really low level stuff for Godot. This is gonna go terribly. I just know it, but I really want to try it. Where I move back here. Yeah. Obviously, like, I don't know, I'm sure there's some latency. I'm sure there's some things where we can have the server start. It can relay a start time, and we can have a little bit of a rollback, very minor rollback implementation. But right now, that is really good. That is like, what day are we on? I've completely forgotten. We're on day 10 out of 25. We have 15 days left. There's other stuff I want to do. Like, the fact that I got netcode working in an hour is really good. There's other stuff I want to do, but I think I'm going to get the base player controls for the Colossus working, because we want to be able to control the arms. So I'm going to perfect the arms, and then maybe we'll have a damage system so the player can damage the Colossus and the Colossus can damage the player. We'll make that really simple. That could take another 2, maybe 3 days. So that would take us to 13 days. I will have 12 days left. I'm going to spend as much on them as I can on polish and visuals. We're going to see how that goes. There is another feature. There is another feature I want to implement that is still a mystery. I have a very loose plan. I honestly would have been fine if we had gone to day 25 and it still looked like this. I would have been okay with that, because I was like, if it's just a prototype at the end, then that's fine. Like, 25 hours for a prototype is pretty good. But the fact that we're at hour 10 and this is already like a prototype, like, yeah, I think a few more days to get these last sort of features in, and then it's going to be probably visuals first, because I want to get that in. I've already got an idea for a first system. I've already got an idea for how to do the player model. I kind of want to use my pixel effect, because I know, I've never actually used it in like any of my actual projects. The whole reason I wrote it in the first place was so I could use it in jams. So I can use it in this jam, but yeah, I would like to try and get that one last feature in, but it's a doozy, and it's a famously like, oh, it will suck to do. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know if I think there's a really good like video on Fur on YouTube by was it Acerola? And I watched it the other day and I was like, oh my word, that's so easy, I could do that. And it's like, no, obviously it's not like perfect Fur, but it's like really sort of cheap and pretty easy to implement. And I'm like, hey, I know how to make things for cheap and pretty easy to implement. And then it's like, oh, like I don't have to worry about like texturing and stuff. I just have to yeah, no, he's great. He's really funny. I've never seen his videos before, and I'm like, oh, he's exactly my kind of my kind of YouTuber. But yeah, if I can just sort of really quickly implement that into Godot, then that's immediately like, that's the Colossus art done. The lighting and everything. I just need to make them big and furry. I don't really care. Maybe have a little field where we can, so that the fur is sort of slightly altered by the player, and then the player will just be a model that will be really crudely animated to sort of have some fun little animation effects. But I'm going to keep the collisionist sphere and just sort of match his position and whatever to whatever action we're currently doing, which seems like fine plan. I have no problem. I'm also tempted to just put it as a monkey and a marble, but I believe someone already beat me to that, so but yeah, multiplayer's in. We got a multiplayer game. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. It's just so crazy that I could get that like in. I'll see you next time.